Hi, I'm Eric D'Amato, and happy Halloween. Welcome back to Let's Play Jack the Ripper, New York, 1901. Remember, this is a long play by Ermic Gerd, because mine didn't work. We're going to investigate the Blue Velvet some more.
It's our reporter.
Gilda's
busy now, you see? And me too. Hey, it's our reporter. Gilda's busy now, you see?
Oh.
And me too.
Hello. Looks like a hat box. Right, she delivered laundry, didn't she? And we know Wang's laundry. Presumably it's Chinese laundry. And by the way, yes, it is the 1901 was the year of the ox, and a kinetoscope is an early video projector, but it's one where you look in the thing and see the video. It doesn't project it. It's like a ViewMaster, if you remember those, but like massive and shows video. Delivery boy girl wanted Wang Laundry, 17 Kingston Street. Ah, all right. Looks like a lead. Hey, there's our buddy.
Jimmy, extraordinary.
I'm not Jim. He's Jim.
Really something. You're right. There are some fine folks in Losa.
I'd appreciate you not muscling in on my apparent love interest. It sounds like something out of Twin Peaks.
There were 3 ravens sat on a tree. Down, a down, hey, down, a down. They were black as they might be, with a down. The one of them said to his mate, "What shall we for our supper take?" With a down.
I think this is an actual song. Really good singer, gotta hand it to them. I think a pre-rendered cutscene would have served better for this. Not a good angle.
She got him up across her back and carried him to the earthen lack.
Also, the singer sounds Eastern European or Netherlands or even Asian, not very Irish. Right, take a bow.
Jimmy, extraordinary. I'm telling you, this is gonna be a stellar review. What talent. She's really something. You're right, there are some fine folks in Loci.
Yeah, let's see Laundry Wing. Ooh, puzzle. A high, large gentleman.
I'm here about the ad.
Get lost.
All right. November 18th, 1901, day 3.
One second.
And this one, the Boston killings, fascinating murders. That one's the maid who knocked off her employer, St. Louis. Oh, yes, I've got a top-notch collection. The papers grab them like hotcakes. I have a real soft spot for serial killers, for public enemies.
I've got to say, Mr. Silk, all this is very interesting. I'm seriously thinking about buying some of your illustrations. Thank you very much.
Ah, here's Palmer, and he's eager to speak to you. So, I'll leave you two for now.
Excellent, thank you.
You must be Mr. Silk. I want to ask you some questions about the Lowside killings.
Works of art.
The
In
killings?
picture, you drew a hat box. A peculiar detail. Did you see...
I saw her around with it, yes.
You meet the victim, Lizzie, so you knew her?
Lowside isn't very big. Get to the point, young man.
The point is murder.
Oh, you take investigating to heart. But you're a bit green, ain't you? You see, young man, in the Lowside district the rules are somewhat different.
Different? How so?
Let me clear something up for you. Lizzie carried around a hat box. Now, hat boxes are commonly used to make deliveries. Discreet deliveries to clients who don't want to dirty their pretty shoes coming into Lowside themselves. You follow?
Yes.
Deliveries?
You heard me. And for a hot shot like yourself, it'll be easy figuring out the contents.
And Lizzie's murder is linked to the delivery business? A payback killing?
I highly doubt it, young man. I told you her business was discreet. Payback hits get a concrete overcoat and end up at the bottom of the East River.
You were one of the first to arrive at the scene of the crime.
Professional reflexes. I hear that police whistle and I'm on the spot in a jiffy.
You were in the neighborhood?
Young man, that's none of your business. And a word of advice for you. You want to get ahead in this job, you've got to get out from behind your desk. Got me?
You know, it's
Do you think
suspicious,
these killings
sir,
could have been done by Jack the Ripper?
Jack the Ripper. The Michelangelo of
that we're
murder.
looking for Jack the
Yes,
Ripper.
The Lowside and the London killings.
And you
show
just so
us
happen to be
it's
British.
Slick work. But
And
is
fascinated
Jack
in
in
murders.
Lowside? I'm just an artist, not a judge.
James, a package just arrived for you.
And referred to the killing as art. Ooh, package. What do we got? It's a hat box. Dear Palmer, your daily chronicles have captured my interest. I'm delighted to hit New York Today's first page. Granting me such exceptional attention deserves a reward. Here's a small present for you. Happy Thanksgiving, haha, Jack the Ripper. Oh my fucking god, it's the finger, isn't it? Take this little sample of my art. Can't wait to return to work again. Oh dear! Oh! Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. Now, I gotta say, a Jack the Ripper type killing in New York with the reporter, it's the finger, in contact with the Rip, being sent letters by the Ripper. This reminds me an awful lot of the FMV game Ripper. Starring Christopher Walken for some reason, because I don't know. But yeah, things have escalated. We've been sent a severed finger in the mail.
Back on your feet again, Palmer? It's about time. We've got work to do.
But what happened yesterday?
You mean aside you being sent
You were in a state of
to
shock.
severed finger?
The finger. Paul took you home. The police are taking it from here. Listen, Palmer, due to your condition, I wrote your chronicle myself.
Thank you.
Terrifying delivery from Jack the Ripper. Sensational, huh? A delivery from Jack the Ripper. Now that's publicity. Palmer, my boy, I want more chronicles and fast, you hear me?
Yeah, yes, sir. Hope you're feeling better. I have to interview your Nightingale at the Red Chapel, but I'll be back before noon, ordering a final touch to the articles. You know what a professional I am. The police took the parcel. Any news from there, Paul? Interesting.
Jeff, is the chief in?
In his office.
Thank you. Delightful noise.
Mr. Palmer, back on the trail, I see. Yes, sir, we got quite a crime spree on our hands. Your box with the finger, Lizzie murdered. It's the opium gangs who are behind all this.
You sure? Doesn't seem like it.
But Chief, why then would they send me the box and sign Jack the Ripper?
To divert our suspicion. They figured we'd be thrown off the track.
By leaving their address on the box?
Palmer, drug gangs are not noted to be the most gifted in intelligence.
I mean, you haven't caught them
Your
yet,
hat
so.
box contained traces of opium and a label from a laundry service. We raided their locale and discovered a hidden opium den.
Ooh.
Suffice to say that its distinguished proprietors are now all behind bars.
And the finger?
Lizzie's finger, to be exact. The Chinese have admitted she worked for them. They probably killed her as a warning. The opium gang did it, as they say, Mr. Palmer. This affair is now officially closed.
Seems too easy. And there's quite a bit of game left, so I doubt that. For rent.
Is this the office of New York Today?
Yes.
Your colleague is talking to Abby already now. But you're lucky. It's her day off.
I think he has more than a news article on his mind. Interesting to see this place during the day.
James, Paul told me that horrible box.
And here's the latest, Abby. The police have closed the investigation. Lizzie's murder, the package, all of it done by the Chinese opium gang. The police have locked them all up.
The Chinese? That's crazy. I know them. They couldn't have done it.
Yeah, looks to me like the police were in a big hurry to wrap it up. Finito, case closed.
Yeah, so we can't go to them anymore for leads. What now?
Best thing, Jimmy, is to contact a good private eye. Like the Pinkerton Agency. I saw their ad in today's paper. You should see
Pinkerton with an E, not with an O. Important
This
distinction
whole
there.
story is full of question marks. Why the two murders? Why the package signed Jack the Ripper?
The police closed this investigation too quickly. Something's up. Go see the Pinkerton Private Eye Agency.
Will do. Pinkertons. I quite like the dragging things to the pushpin mechanic. Private eye. It's more like an optometrist or a fucking psychic, but... Hello, sir. Dr. Watson?
Hello, James Palmer, reporter for the New York Today. We need your services.
With pleasure. The Pinkerton Agency's techniques are the most sophisticated today.
What do you got for me?
I'm interested in the current Low-Side District crimes. I have some elements, and I'd like to have them...
That's perfect. Our specialist can definitely guide you to a greater understanding. Speak with our evidence expert. Just ring here to call him.
Thank you.
Do you have any information on Jack the Ripper?
The Whitechapel case, London 1888. Yes, we've an extensive archive covering that affair. Our investigation was made in collaboration with the European officials.
Oh, one
Speak
guy
with all
called
our different
Sherlock
experts.
Holmes.
You'll see your investigation will make great headway. And concerning the archives, you can take a look yourself. I'm in the process of hiring someone.
This is a game in which you should save frequently, by the way. Not quite as much as Necronomicon, Dawning of Darkness, but I don't know if you can actually die in this game. I mean, you can't actually die in it. Your character dies, you don't die. It's not freaking... die in the game, you die in real life.
Come in,
Not,
just a second.
Hi, who are you?
Hello, you're the forensic expert?
In the flesh. You want to hear the dead talk? I know their language. I can read between the lines, dissect, analyze, and then they chat it up. You got something for me?
Sure. Do I? Actually, let me check. Nope, I have money. I don't think that's going to help. Well, we have the autopsy report.
I'll give it a look-see, and tomorrow we'll hear it talking.
Thank you. $18.88. Grisly murder in Whitechapel. Scarcely has the horror caused by the discovery of the murdered woman in Whitechapel time to abate when another discovery is made, which is even more shocking. The murderous affair up to now is shrouded in mystery, and the bewildered police has yet no evidence to trace the perpetrator of the horrible deed. East London Advertiser, Saturday, September 1888. Interesting. The murder in Whitechapel. Some pictures, police news. More pictures. New York, 2nd of October 1888. Londoners have never been more agitated and panic-stricken than today over the mysterious Whitechapel murders. With the addition of 2 more murders on Saturday night, the great city has been reduced to a condition of abject terror. So great has been the storm of indignation against the police that today, that in pure self-defense, they arrested several persons. Most Londoners, however, are not content, believing that the real murderer is still at large. Today, the Financial News offered a reward of £300 for the capture of the murderer, and an hour or so later, the Lord Mayor offered a further reward of £500. Terror-stricken people are flocking to medical experts for their opinion, so far with unsatisfying results. Elizabeth Stride entering Dutfield's yard. Still no clue. The British Medical Journal, referring to the Whitechapel murder, says Coroner Baxter's theory that the assassin's work was carried out under the impulse of a pseudoscientific mania has been exploded by the authorities' first attempt at serious investigation. It is true that a foreign physician inquired a year ago into the possibility of securing certain parts of the body for the purpose of scientific investigation, but no large sum was offered. The physician in question is of the highest respectability and is exceedingly well recommended. An inquest on the body of the woman found murdered in Mitre Square on Sunday morning was held today. The surgeon's report stated that the uterus and 1 kidney were taken missing from the body. Montreal Gazette. Interesting. It's my neck of the woods. So called the Gazette, actually. New York Times, October 6, 1888. The murders in London. Sir Charles Warren, chief of the Metropolitan Police Force, has decided to employ bloodhounds in his efforts to discover the perpetrator of the Whitechapel murders. The police have a credible lead in the story of George M. Dodge, a seaman who states that he met a Malayan cook named Alaska in a music hall in London. Alaska told him that he had been robbed by a woman of the town and boasted that unless he found the woman and recovered his property, he would kill and mutilate every Whitechapel woman he met. The police are searching everywhere for the Malayan, obviously. But that's too obvious a possibility. Tuesday, October 10th, 1888. $1,000 reward was offered yesterday for information regarding the Whitechapel murderers in London. The fiend has added 2 more women to his victims and still has not left a trace as to his identity. The peculiar mutilation of the bodies, the silence in which they are slain, no outcry, the impenetrable mystery that envelops the assassin. All tend to make the case almost entirely similar to a series of Austin women murdered 3 years ago, like the Whitechapel butcheries, have remained unexplained. So is this suggesting that this guy's been just around everywhere? How to catch the murderer? More suggestions from the public. The suggestions from the public as to the perpetrator, this is from the Pall Mall Gazette of London. Whitechapel murders and their prevention are becoming positively idiotic. Here are a few examples from the morning papers. A hint from Mr. Archibald Forbes that the murderer is the victim of a specific communicable disease and is avenging himself. Also, the murderer is most likely a medical student due to the knowledge of anatomy displayed in the murders. Try enlisting the aid of a clairvoyant. Several correspondents suggest that the spiritualist should be called in. Where are Messrs. Stuart Cumberland and Irving Bishop? Handwriting expert. Jack the Ripper's letters may be genuine. Why not have them photographed and widely circulated? Babyface pugilists. Give the pugilists a chance. Men of this class in women's clothes loitering about Whitechapel would have more of a chance catching the killer than any number of heavy-footed policemen. Jekyll and Hyde. Possibly the culprit is an army doctor suffering from sunstroke. The enterprising newspaper. Seek the person who profits by the crime. The occurrence of these murders has caused a very large sum of money to be diverted into the pockets of some evening papers. The lunatic of Leavesden. 12 months ago, an inmate from the lunatic asylum at Leavesden escaped. The local paper warned females about being out at night in the neighborhood. Where is he now? The cryptogrammatic dagger. In examining the cart representing the locality of the Whitechapel murders, says one, it is curious to observe that lines drawn through the spots where the murders were committed assume the exact form of a dagger. Can this possibly afford a clue to the position of the next atrocity? No. Pall Mall Gazette, 3rd November, 1888. A lot of reading this episode. I like it. I like reading. Books are cool. Actually, one of the things I really like about point-and-click adventure games like this in general. There's one about the Black Dahlia murders that seem positively interesting. Oh, I checked about a Sleepy Hollow game. No, there's a hidden object thing, but I'm not ready to go that bottom of the barrel. Another Whitechapel murder. During the early hours of yesterday morning, another murder of a most revolting and fiendish character took place in Spitalfields. This is the 7th such crime that has occurred in the immediate neighborhood. The character of the mutilations leaves very little doubt that the murderer in this instance is the same person who has committed the previous killings, the details of which the public is now fully acquainted. Interesting. What else you got? It's really nice wallpaper. Locked cabinet, but presumably locked for a reason. These aren't suspects. We shouldn't really be breaking and entering their stuff. But we are an adventure game protagonist, so we should break and enter everything and everywhere and take everything that isn't nailed down. Detective files, criminal. Okay, cool. Whitechapel case. This looks interesting. Case Whitechapel. Between August. Summary. Jack the Ripper is the popular name given to the killer of many prostitutes in the districts of Whitechapel, London in 1888. The name originated from a letter written by someone who claimed to be the killer. It is unclear just how many... Okay, might gotta go back a bit here. It's unclear just how many women the Ripper killed. It is generally accepted that he killed 5. They varied in both age and appearance, lived either in temporary accommodation or night shelter. To date, London police have never charged any suspect with the above murders. Inquiries attending the deaths of Marianne Nichols from September 1st to 22nd. Annie Chapman from September 10th to 26th. Elizabeth Stride from October 1st to 25th. For each inquiry, the jury returned a verdict of willful murder against some person or persons unknown. Coroner Win E. Baxter concludes the 3 deaths that have been investigating present many points of similarity. All have occurred within the space of 5 months within the same perimeter. All 3 victims were women of middle age, married, who had lived apart from their husbands in consequence or intemperate habits. At the time of their deaths, they were leading an irregular life and eking out a miserable and precarious existence. In each case, there were abdominal as well as other injuries, and those injuries have in each case been performed with anatomical knowledge. Each death is inflicted in places of public resort. Alright. Whitechapel Murders Inquiry Report Summary, October 23rd, 1888. Metropolitan Police of London, Win E. Baxter. 1-8. Inquiries. Not even gonna try. Four murders, sure ingredients. No, I don't know. I can't make this script out. Kath appeared in the district of the City of London and was Metropolitan Police of London. It is astonishing that the culprit continued to avoid detection, for there must surely have been marks of blood about his person after the crime. However, the presence of so many slaughterhouses in the neighborhood would make the frequenters of this spot familiar with blood, stained clothes, and hands. At present, the perpetrator of the carnage of the crime has not been detected. What could be the possible motives of all this ferocity? Robbery is out of the question, and there is nothing to suggest jealousy as a motive in quarrel. A quarrel would in all probability have been overheard by passers-by. Desire to take possession of the missing body parts appears to be the sole and overwhelming conclusion. It's abhorrent that our sensitivities is abhorrent to our sensitivities to conclude that a life should be taken to feed some need to capture an object that has no useful purpose other than for trophy's sake. However, when rightly considered, the reasons for most murders are altogether beyond understanding, except for the killer himself. Alternatively, subsequent... Never mind. Lone sheet. Okay. Currently collecting information relating to murders presenting similarities with the Whitechapel case. Additionally, unexplained deaths that may be related. And all these people. The Fairy Faye, Annie Millwood, and Ada Wilson, Emma Smith, Martha. There's a lot of people. Whitehall Mystery. Okay. Good. Freeman. Frederick George Aberline. Oh, no, we remember him. I've given my word to keep my mouth permanently closed about it. I know, and my superiors know certain facts, that the Ripper wasn't a butcher. He may have been a foreign skipper. You'd have to look for him not at the bottom of London society at the time, but a long way up. Thomas Arnold, head of H Division. Not more than 4 of these murders were committed by the same hand. The Ripper had been safely caged in an asylum. He was a Polish immigrant. I am merely stating a scientist. Jesus Christ, I hate handwriting. a distinctly ascertained fact. Manuel Reed, local inspector, head of CID, H Division, Whitechapel. I think that there were 9 Ripper victims and that the killer had been dead for some years now. The perpetrator of the crimes was a man who was in the habit of using a certain public house. Jack the Ripper beat me and every other police officer in London. He had been a medical student. He had been in a lunatic asylum. He spent all his time with women of loose character, whom he bilked by giving them polished farthings instead of sovereigns. Not even gonna try. I can't even begin to make out the text that was on that page. Sorry, list of victims, and the location, and the mutilation. This should all be common knowledge by this point. Blank page. Murders. This is the work of Jack the Ripper. This is the Brooklyn Daily Eagle in 24th of April, 1891. Jack the Ripper, or a copycat killer who closely imitates his style in the butchery of fallen women of destitute means, made his appearance in New York last night. A hotel clerk found a dead woman in one of the rooms this morning. She was lying in bed with her abdomen ripped open. Prior to going to her room last night, the woman was last seen in the barroom in conversation with the chambermaid. The chambermaid reported that she said she was the daughter of a sea captain named Charles E. Brown or Breen. And I think the rest of it isn't important because it is unreadably blurry. If you really must know what it says, I'm sure you can actually find it somewhere. Probably at a library. On microfiche. We still use microfiche? Got quite a lot of evidence now. Well, not evidence, but stuff. Her matching handwriting? So the deer is the same, and the Jack the Ripper is the same. It's possible these are by the same person or by a very skilled forger. So this is something. So the letter was sent by Jack the Ripper. Or at least with the same person who sent the Jack the Ripper letter. Jack is back. The opium hoax.
My friend, the little pigeon. Say, got any loose change?
Yes,
I
actually.
need a room for tonight. I ain't sleeping at the shelter, not when Dr. Frankenstein is working.
Dr. Frankenstein, you say?
You're a prince.
Did you know Carrie Blum, the first victim?
Lordy. Another dame of distress. You could say I knew her. I saw her around and sometimes at the shelter. police locked up the opium gang?
I heard, yeah.
They take us for dodos. Carrie, vanished member of the Proud Shelter Club.
Want to tell me about this Dr. Frankenstein at all, or no? All right.
Ain't you been told, reporter boy? The police locked up the murderers. It's all old news now. You get that?
Well, they were wrong, but all right. Madam?
My dark angel, you want to whisper me sweet things tonight?
Gilda, I'm still looking into the murders. Both girls slept at the shelter.
An accursed house. Ay, 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 poor angels. They fall into hell.
Did you know the victims a little? Did they have anything in common?
Si, un poco.
That means a little.
Ladies of pleasure, of ill repute. Immigrants. No other way to make a dime. Like all the girls here.
Did you hear that the police have arrested the Chinese?
Monsters ascend from darkness. That inferno. Not from China. They say, in the shelter, they slay the weak ones.
In the shelter. So it's another lead taking me to the shelter. Well, where is the shelter? Yeah, it's a projector. It's a kinetoscope. Parisian danger. This is a movie within a movie. Do people actually freak their shit at the train one because they thought the train was actually going to hit them? When I was first shown. I think this might be the first recorded instance of a movie reviewer. Ooh, the Edison projecting kinetoscope. Prison danger again. So we should try to find the shelter. Oh, it's the moon! There's some good old stock scream effects. Bum 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 bum. Day 5 of our investigation.
Palmer, I want to have a word with you.
What'd I do?
You going ahead with your investigation?
Well, yes, I'm expecting news from Pinkertons, and I'm gonna find out more on the Low Side shelter.
Seems the police have closed the file on the murders.
Yeah, they're
That's
dumb.
not good for us. So, you go behind my back and engage the services of Pinkertons? And how much is it going to cost me, huh?
Boss, trust me on this. It's an investment that'll pay off big.
Keep it up, Palmer.
Okay, so he's not mad. That's cool. See what the Pinkertons are doing today. Hello, forensic man. What do you got for me?
Just a second.
Hello. Are the dead talkative today?
Very chatty indeed, sir. Want me to translate for you?
Yes,
Your
indeed.
killer, he is something.
What do you mean?
A real professional, this guy. Doctor or veterinarian, maybe. In 16 years of service, I've never seen a knife man like this. It's one thing to take out organs, but you gotta find them first. You ask me, he's a pro.
As a general consensus. Analysis on Elizabeth Burley's autopsy report. The autopsy report study reveals that the murderer displays great physical strength. One facial blow reached the vertebrae, and most certainly committed by a male individual. Shows ease and dexterity at using knives, affirmed by the skill performed on the severed right forefinger. Might have required such skills on working in an occupation where the use of knives or sharp instruments is commonplace. Shows method and efficiency in his modus operandi. He first cut his victim's throat and thus caused death before performing the other mutilations. This indicates a good knowledge of the human body's vital functions. The crime perpetrator took his victim's left kidney. This requires anatomical knowledge. In conclusion, the killer is familiar with using sharp instruments and shows excellent anatomical knowledge. We have to consider the hypothesis that the killer acquired this practice while working in a medical profession. Interesting. Anything else for me, sir? Or no? Okay. So we got some information. We can head to the shelter. Maybe this kid knows what the shelter is.
Say, Patty, I could really use a tipster. Someone with the inside scoop on the shelter. Got any ideas?
You bet. Thought of the tramp?
Hey, good idea. You got a clue where I can find him?
Find Jason. Got me there. If I knew, I'd tell you. Good luck.
We gotta find Jason the Tramp. Yeah, we've seen him usually around Blue Velvet and... Oh, there he is.
Night owl comes out in the light, eh?
The murder victims both slept at the shelter and...
Last stop before Hades. Fall asleep there and maybe you'll never wake up, huh? But as for me, life ain't letting me loose so fast. Another dose of misery.
Where is this shelter?
In the hospital. George,
Interesting.
give him an old ticket. The address is on it.
Interesting. Shelter in the hospital. Foreign doctor, someone called Frankenstein.
I'm almost certain that the
But
killer's
referred
a
to as
doctor or
Frankenstein.
someone like that.
A Dr. Frankenstein.
That's the one.
Like guy at shelter.
Frankenstein?
His real name's Tumble too.
Oh, so
Rumors
British.
says he does strange experiments, and he cuts dead corpses open.
As opposed to live corpses, I would presume.
What do you want? Can't you see we're in the arms of Morpheus? Our only escape.
Oh, you're stoned.
Just need a
Gotcha.
few answers, please. You know these parts better than me.
The kings just lost our crowns is all. Get yourself to the shelter. You won't be disappointed.
Okay, so we have another lead. Filling in the map quite nicely.
Please, I'm looking for Dr. Tumbleton.
Ah, very good surgeon, or so they say. Too bad he's cold as ice.
Is he here now?
Oh, the doctor left for a professional congress or something. Be back tomorrow night.
Interesting. Very interesting. Boxes, bricks. These corridors seem oddly ominous for a hospital. Like a non-haunted hospital. Haunted that we know of. It seems like one of those we need an item to progress areas, like a flashlight or something.
Palmer, you seen the time? Where's my chronicle?
Hey, you know anything?
Detective Palmer.
Yeah, it's my name.
Paul, I'm onto something really big. The victim stayed in shelters both in London and in Lowside, which has the reputation of a real hellhole.
And my man of Pinkerton's?
Very helpful. There's lots of similarities between the Lowside and London killings. And the graphological analysis. The letter on the box is authentic. Get this. The killer seems to have the skills of a doctor. And guess what? There's a Dr. Tumbleton working at the Lowside Hospital, and he does strange experiments on corpses. I'm gonna go down there and check it out.
Jimmy, you're nuts.
Yes.
If this guy's the murderer, he's...
No problem. He's out of town till tomorrow night.
Jimmy, you better be careful. This Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde story, it's dangerous.
I mean, to be fair, we really should bring a pistol. Jack is back. Missing organs. New York today. See what the show they're putting on tonight might be. Oh yay! It's Abigail. Ooh, a jig and reel song. Nice.
On the 4th of July, 1806, we set sail from the sweet cove of Cork. We were sailing away with a cargo of bricks for the Grand City Hall in New York. 'Twas a wonderful craft, she was rigged for a lift, and all the while wind drove her. She stood silver ablaast, she had 27 masts, and they called her the Irish Rover.
Hey, I know the song. Mainly the Irish Rovers version of it. Oddly enough.
We had 1 million bags of the best iron rags. We had 2 million barrels of stone. We had 3 million sides of our blind horses' hide. We had 4 million barrels of bonds. We had 5 million hearts, 6 million dots, 7 million barrels of porter. We had 10 million bales of Onanny got snails in the hold of the Irish Rover. We had sailed 7 years when the measles broke out, and the ship lost its way in the fog. And that whale of a crew was reduced down to 2, just myself and the captain's old dog. Then the ship struck a rock, oh Lord, what a shock. The bulkhead was turned right over.
I like this is a lot of Irish music in it. I like it. Irish Rover, Irish Rover. Do Dunless Castle. Or Orange the Green, that's a good one. Whiskey in the Jar. Oh, I hope we get Whiskey in the Jar soon. At some point. That was a good show. Alright, what's around? Well, we're about close to the end of this episode, I think. So I'm just going to do the thing now. I'm Merrick D'Amato. This has been Jack the Ripper, New York, 1901. And happy Halloween. See you next time for more. And obviously, just let this play out. Ooh. Remember, this is Ermic Gerd's footage. It's the spooky basement. This looks important. But we have a little pin so we can lockpick it. Take the mortuary. Ooh, this is a mortuary key. Tumbletooth's key. Excellent. Yeah, I've been Merrick D'Amato. Happy Halloween. And ciao. In a bit. Ooh, FMV. Oh, shit. Oh no. We're after him. Things heating up. It looks like you got a suspect. Hi, thanks for watching. This has been played and recorded by me, Merrick D'Amato. The art was by Rafael Agrona. You can find a link to their commission page in the description below. And if you like this video and want to see more like it, like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and see you all next time. Ciao!